Welcome to Trailer Day. Hey guys, Smalls here, and this is Trailer Day, where I go through all the trailers that came out during the week and review them. And how do I review these trailers? Well, I base it off of what I see, how I feel, and what I can take away from it. And if you don't know what trailers I'm talking about, I will have a link in a description below. Now let's get started. Okay, so I am leaving off of the Oscars from last week, and there was a number of stuff, not really too much. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Lion King TV spot. It's really just a short glimpse of Lion King reimagined, and it's much less of the previous trailer that we've seen already, and hardly has anything new. And the thing is, it shows off the CGI quite beautifully. It's got a wonderful team behind it, same people that did the Jungle Book, and it just beautifully renders a classic, iconic scene. And it had potential to show off so much more, considering the time that it had to do it. And series acting up, sorry. It had the potential, really, to show off much more, considering that the last trailer kind of came out a while ago. So I feel like they were a bit conservative with this trailer. It's really just more of a teaser than it was a trailer. So I give the Lion King TV spot a B-. Next, we have the Irishman announcement trailer. This one's interesting. It's a Scorsese movie, a Martin Scorsese movie on Netflix with a super stellar mobster cast like Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and I forgot the others, but yeah, many actors that you probably know from like a mafia movie. And this trailer is a simple announcement, really. Not really a trailer. It's just title cards with dialogue with no context to it, and that's it. It just gives you Martin Scorsese, the names with a floating bullet casing, just going into the letter I's for each of their names, and just that's it. I do like that how simple it is, and that just showing us the cast and the directorship can somewhat excite me. It'll pull me in and interest me, but I would very much like to see more. I would actually like to see something rather than this. So they're using nostalgia as the primary thing to pull you in, but I'm still just disappointed that nothing was shown. So I give the Irishman announcement trailer a C+. Moving on to The Man Who Killed Don Quixote trailer. This is starring Adam Driver and Jonathan Pryce in an interesting mix of fantasy and Hollywood. Now, indicated in this trailer, this is a movie that has been in the works for like 25 years. That's kind of crazy. And it actually kind of shows. It looks like it looks like it was created in the 80s or 90s, and in a good way. I actually like the look of this. The plot wasn't clearly defined. I mean, it's mixing together both fantasy and Hollywood and sort of comedic elements to that, but it drew me in for the most part. Overall, this was a solid trailer, and it shows off style and performance to make up for an undefined plot. So I give The Man Who Killed Don Quixote a B. Moving on to Detective Pikachu, trailer number 2. It gives us a lot more of Ryan Reynolds' performance as Pikachu, or Detective Pikachu. It shows us a whole lot more action, set pieces, and the whole trailer's cut to, I need a hero. I personally feel like didn't exactly match, but then again, the whole trailer did seem kind of corny. I feel like it didn't work primarily because of the amount of action they showed and a lot of the, super dramatic freaking stuff happening. In my opinion, towards the end of the trailer, I feel like they should not have shown Mewtwo. I mean, sure, they probably could. Mewtwo's probably the antagonist, but I feel like it's also quite a spoiler to show Mewtwo. But that's just my opinion. The CGI in this looks both good and bad in different scenarios. In some areas, it matches. Some areas, it just looks like they just plastered it on like a fucking sticker. Yeah, it depends. I mean, there's multiple environments and there's a lot of Pokemon that they show, so I guess they couldn't polish on each and every one of them. Overall, the trailer's okay. The humor was okay. It shows a whole lot of new stuff, and the song choice conflicted a little with the action, but I'm still interested to see where this goes. So I give Detective Pikachu trailer number 2 a B minus. Now moving on to XMen Dark Phoenix trailer number 2. Now people, I can imagine that people just kind of want this to end and want this franchise to just be done in terms of the Fox properties and just move on to the MCU. I get it. And people might be sort of hating on Dark Phoenix. But what I took away from this trailer is I kind of like what I saw in based off of this trailer. It shows off more of Dark Phoenix and her abilities. And this trailer does give a little bit more context to the whole plot, the whole story. And I feel that maybe it's shown a little bit too much, though, in terms of one thing. Like, it implies a spoiler, like a heavy spoiler. And it doesn't hold back on it. Like, it's blatantly telling you that this person dies. I mean, sure, there's probably going to be characters that are killed off in this. Who knows, maybe everybody, but I still feel like they should have held back on that. That's the one thing that they probably shouldn't they probably should have held off on, is that one particular thing. But overall, this trailer was pretty good. This trailer was solid. It had tension. It gave us just enough story, and improves on the last trailer by showing us how powerful Jean Grey is, or Dark Phoenix is. Yeah, like, she is scary strong. Like, I don't know how the X-Men are gonna stop her. That's the one thing that's the driving force of this movie, and I am super interested to see where this goes. Unlike many other people who are probably just interested to see the X-Men die as a Fox property. I don't know. This is how I feel. Anyways, the only downside of this trailer was just the spoiler that they could have done away with. I give X-Men Dark Phoenix trailer number 2 an A minus. Now moving on to Stockholm trailer, starring Ethan Hawke as a crazy American bank robber, based on the true events of the Stockholm hostage crisis in 1973. It's also starring Noomi Rapace and Mark Strong. Now, with this trailer, this trailer, it feels like it's trying to be a comedy, but with the plot of a heist and some romance tied in. I can't put a solid finger on the identity of this movie because of all of those things. Like, is it a comedy? Is it a serious heist film? Or is it supposed to be like a heist film with some romance to it? But other than that, it's the performances seem really, really good, and the 70s style look really good. Like, I certainly dig it. It's just it just seems like there needs to be more to draw me in. Overall, this film does seem fascinating based off of what I saw, but it also is somewhat confusing in terms of tone. So I give Stockholm a B plus. And I guess this was a short week since I will be finishing it off with Hellboy, the Red Band trailer number 2. This is the first Red Band trailer, I believe, but it's trailer number 2. Compared to the first trailer, ooh, this one was a mess. It was cut with way too much going on. Believe it or not, there's too much action in a trailer and very little context to everything, considering that they're just fucking tossing it at your face. They cut this trailer to Smoke on the Water this time. I mean, it's somewhat fit, kind of. And the humor was okay, but it didn't solidly land. Probably because of the performance, but you also have to attribute that the performance we're getting off of the current Hellboy, it's the guy from Stranger Things. Damn it. Anyways, remind me who he is. Yeah, it's probably due to the amount of, makeup and the just his face just looking so stiff. It's like it'll be hard to get a solid performance out of that. It's basically just stiff makeup. So I feel bad for the actor because we're probably gonna judge him heavily on his Hellboy performance compared to Ron Perlman, which was, well, Ron Perlman was actually great as Hellboy, and I was a fan of the old Hellboy movies. And I am sort of skeptical on Hellboy now, but overall, this was okay. The trailer was okay, honestly. It's just, it had too much thrown at you, and I wish they could have just, kept it tighter. Kept the trailer tighter, gave us a little bit more to invest us more into this, and polish on the CG. I forgot to mention, the CG was... it did not look all that great, considering that, there's a whole ton of it in this movie, or in this trailer, and I'm assuming there's a whole lot of it in the movie. Like, the CGI didn't look entirely polished, but so I give Hellboy trailer number 2, the Red Band edition, a C+. So that has been it for this week's trailer day. Next up, we have a big one to review. We've got Captain Marvel coming a day after my birthday, so I'm excited for that. Now, I have not seen any other reviews for Captain Marvel, so I'm gonna base my opinion off of what I see, and I'm gonna review it based off of what I see and maybe what my brother thinks of it. But yeah, that's an exciting one. That's coming up. It's coming up real soon. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.